Hallo, I didn't see you. Herzlich willkommen. Heute werden wir ein Video über die germanischen Sprachen machen, weil ich schon 4 germanische Sprachen spreche. Jag talar för det dansk, jag pratar också svenska, and I speak English, which you are all aware of course. Derfor tænkte jeg, det ville være meget interessant at lave en video, hvor vi ser, hvor godt jeg kan forstå forskellige germanske sprog, som jeg aldrig har prøvet at lære. In other words, I'll be reading, I've found 4 different texts in 4 different Germanic languages that I've never studied or never tried to learn, and I will be trying to read them and understand them as best as I can without any help. And after having read each text, I'll be using Google Translate to see how well I understood. We'll be starting off with Afrikaans, which I've never studied, and we'll be reading a Wikipedia article about Nelson Mandela. This is his name, Rolihlahla Mandela, is around the 18th of July 1918 in this region here, in the Southern Union of South Africa, born, right, so he was born there. Around 7 years, so when he was 7, he left 2 or 4, something. It's a preposition. I don't know exactly what it means, but it's a preposition. He left for Kunu and was the first in his family who went to school here on Dvang. I don't know what that means actually. I don't know what this word means. His English name. Oh, this is where he got his English name, Nilsson, of the teachers, from the teachers. Mandela, when studying at the University of Fort Hay, he met Oliver Tambo, who was a lifelong friend and a later colleague in the struggle, it's a struggle there as well, of the liberation of the people, I suppose it's the original people of South Africa. Well, there we go. Success. I think I was able to understand that quite well, actually. No, you weren't. Yes, I was. No. I misunderstood a few words, but I got the gist of it, didn't I? No, I understood it much better. You understood it better than me? Yeah. Well, I guess I'm not the smartest person in the room then. Anyway, the next language will be another Germanic language, but this time it's a North Germanic language. I am, of course, talking about Norwegian. Now, I already speak Swedish and Danish, so this should be very easy for me to understand, and I think it will be. I found a text about the Kalmar Union, and let's see how well it goes. The Kalmar Union was a personal union between the kingdoms of Sweden, Norway, and Denmark that was created in 1397 and abolished or dismantled in 1523. The union included regions of Swedish ownership in Finland, the Norwegian tax regions, the Faroe Islands, Iceland and Greenland, and the Jarl is like a title, Döme is like a country region, however you want to translate that, and then these 2 regions here, and then we have to include the as well from earlier. There we go. The union was created in a meeting at Kalmar Castle in 1397, where the Norwegian, Danish, and Swedish nobility, aristocracy, whatever, was gathered to be witness to the completion and sealing of the union letter, and to the king. To the coronation, of course. Coronation of Eric of Pomerania as king of the 3 kingdoms. I said she understood all of that. Absolutely, all of that. I was able to understand that just as well as if I had been able to speak Norwegian. Honestly, it was very, very easy. The next language we'll be taking a look at is somewhat more tricky. It's a North Germanic language as well, but it's one of the most conservative Germanic languages out there, and it remains virtually unchanged since the era of the Vikings. I am of course talking about Icelandic. Germanic languages are the störste und the most widespread European language. I think that's what it says. Among them belong, right, this means belong, English, German, Dutch, and the North something, Scandinavian, I think it's the Scandinavian languages, we can look at it. It is the Scandinavian language, well, the North European languages, right, yeah, so that's right. Of this slug, I mean, right, Icelandic has cases, so that makes it a bit more tricky because I don't know the case endings. But Germanic language are the largest subcategory of Indo-European languages. English, German, Dutch, and Nordic languages, among others, belong to this category. Yeah, that was absolutely 100% correct. And I had to think more than with the other ones. Let's go to some other section of this article. So Malmo, I don't think it means bad in any way. I think it means languages, but I think it's a case ending. Of the Germanic languages, the most often skipped, the most often something in the North Germanic, the most often skipped, because I don't understand skipped, but something in the most commonly done something, split, could be split. They are most commonly split. Oh, I get it. The Germanic languages are most often split in North Germanic, and that contains the Scandinavian. Then you have East Germanic and West Germanic. I think that's what it says. From East Germanic languages, there are now currently extinct. Oh, right. So the East Germanic languages are currently extinct. Right. Are most often divided into North Germanic or Nordic languages. East Germanic and West Germanic. All East Germanic languages are now extinct. Oh my god, I understood that very, very well. I had to think a lot, I really did. I had to think a lot, but I ended up understanding it. Now, despite the alphabet being different and the grammatical cases making it a bit more tricky, I think I was able to understand that reasonably well. I had to think a lot more, but I could understand what was going on. And that's the goal, I can understand the gist of it, right? The final language we'll be taking a look at is Yiddish, which a lot of people don't realize is a Germanic language, but it is. Of course, Yiddish uses the Hebrew alphabet, which I don't know, so I'll have to find a converter online. So that's sort of cheating, maybe. But let's give it a go. We will be reading a Wikipedia article about Ludwig L. Zamenhof, the founder of Esperanto. Let's see how it goes. Zamenhof, the 15th of December, 1800, yeah, the date, you can understand that, was a fully, I don't know, not quite certain, Jew, born in Bialystok, it's either place, which is from Warsaw, wasn't he? He was from Warsaw as far as I know, but anyway. He was doctor, he was eye doctor, he was an eye doctor in Warsaw, but he is famous as the founder of the Esperanto language. This is like German but spelled in a really weird way with some really bizarre grammar and some strange words, right? What he had what he had published around the 26th of July 18 which he published around this or at the 20th of July 1887. His mother tongue, I suppose mother tongue, right, was Russian and Yiddish, which is why we're reading this in Yiddish. He was from the first Yiddish. He was one of the first Yiddish not scientist, but I think you get the gist of it, right? We'll use scientist for now. It's not a perfect translation, but it's the worst I can think of right now in history. Yeah, and this is his name, Zamenhof. December. Was it Polish? Oh, it was Polish. That's the word I didn't get. The first Jewish. Oh, it was Jewish. That went reasonably well as well. I think, in conclusion, I was able to understand everything reasonably well. I mean, I misunderstood a few words here and there, But for the most part, it worked out. I could understand the gist of it, despite never having studied any of these languages. What can you conclude from that? Well, the more languages you know, the easier it becomes. When am I returning? When are you returning? I don't know when are you returning? Soon. Are you returning soon? Why? We're doing a video. Oh, we're recording. I'm recording a video with him, so that'll be up soon.